What is up, Touchdown Tribe? The Browns actually did it. They named Deshaun Watson their QB1. Y'all have a poll going in the chat if y'all want to get in on that. It is about, did Deshaun Watson get QB1 because of the money in his contract? Y'all can get in on that action if you would like, but let's sorry y'all, I was hearing an echo. But y'all can get in on that action, and let's go ahead and get the show started with the intro.
Yeah, and I can speak on that because I watched Ty Simpson on Down to Business podcast with Caleb Downs, and Ty Simpson even said that the coaching wasn't there against Indiana. So he's even kind of spoke on his thoughts with the board compared to Nick Saban.
Chelsea, very well said.
I say when you hit somebody. Huh? Ooh. You want some drink? What that mom gonna say? Ooh, my baby.
I want to eat a Kirk Coochie board.
Nothing says college like singing Journey while holding on to a goose.
with the headgear.
He's gonna sing into the goose.
I don't want to see it, but I want to see it. You know, he's a white guy playing DB, so you know it doesn't happen often. So you know when it does happen, you know everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Go Bulldogs!
Yale Bulldogs.
Oh, wow. Not so fast, midget. Not so fast.
Midget?
Yeah, little guy. Hey, not so fast. I go with Harvard. What's the matter?
And I had to go back and replay this because what the f is she crying for, boy? Bitch must have bet her soul on this game. Then watch this next white lady come up.
You're still alive.
Boy, she act like somebody killed a pig.
Caleb Daniels.
Caleb Daniels.
Oh yeah, of course we know who that is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorites actually.
What Caleb Daniels does is special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like him?
Just so good at ball.
CD?
Yeah.
Come on now.
We see Caleb Daniels and we think to ourselves, holy fuck. That guy?
He can play.
Influencer with the helmet.
Yeah. Wait.
Caleb Daniels, absolute beast, dude. Fucking shout out Caleb Daniels.
Yeah, definitely my favorite helmet. Something back to Burrow real quick. He's got a Batmobile. Have you guys been in the?
Who is Caleb Daniels?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
He's Caleb Daniels.
Who is Caleb Daniels?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck his first name is. What's his name? What's the quarterback for the Bears?
Caleb Williams. Yeah, put two quarterbacks together.
Including doing this. Walking up to somebody and saying, no, you will not be texting right now. You're going to watch this football game.
He just took it and put it in his back pocket.
I've been to Charlotte. Matter of fact, I used to date a girl in Charlotte. Yeah, never forget, 2003. I wonder how she doing.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder how she doing. Yeah, in Charlotte. I've been to Charlotte twice. I've been to Raleigh. I've been to Raleigh twice. Raleigh.
Oh, okay. Close enough.
That's how you say it? How you say it again? You for real? But it's spelled R-A-L-E-I-G-H.
Raleigh.
That's Raleigh.
Close enough. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she was nice too, huh? She was nice too, bro.
Your team lost.
Okay.
Now let me celebrate.
Go ahead, celebrate on.
Say you used to take a Viagra before the game?
Oh yeah, half a bottle. Just a little bit.
You really did?
Yeah, and get the blood flow going.
Okay.
The NFL don't test for that. When the blood flow is going, right?
But for the wrong reasons, though.
No. You take the whole.
Well, you out there with your hormones going crazy, man.
No, listen to me. Come on, listen to me.
You around straight dudes, dog. He was eager to wrap something up, boy.
Hey, listen. The increased blood flow, it causes more explosion.
Hey, Chad, you out there, you like this?
Nah, see, y'all don't understand. I ate McDonald's, and I took Viagra, and I drank Red Bull, and I didn't have sex for 12 months. It was the method behind my madness.
Don't you ever take nothing to my phone, I'm gonna block your ass. You ain't finna fit nothing to my phone. I don't know where that came from, nope.
Lattimore's neck. Lattimore pushes it. Mike Evans comes flying out of the top rope and lays out Lattimore.
Down. This was my Christmas present, and I got a loss.
No, you probably would rather have Cole, huh?
Yeah, probably. Feeling two of two things. A, I want A.J. Brown packing his bags, and I want him somewhere else that is not here. I love you, A.J., but, like, you can't make those drops in that game. And I also want Kevin Patullo flipping burgers at, like, the local McDonald's or something. I don't care.
Touchdown 14-0. And then Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan going at each other. This is something else. Watch this, folks. Now, you talk about a fight. This is serious stuff. This is Jimmy on your left, and that's Howie on the right. And that's how we warm up for the pregame show. But
watch this, dude.
Damn.
He about that like.
Chris, why the f*** you at that bitch's house? Why the f*** you at that bitch's house?
Now, why is he at that bitch? Bro, he should be in the NFL right now. He should be at training camp. Well, what's going on? This is the next Lions freaking running back, all right, Chris? Let's get you on the fucking squad ASAP, all right? Quit messing around in these suburban neighborhoods. Let's get you on the fucking show.
She's a 10, but she thinks the yellow line on the football field is real.
What?
What's her rating now?
She really thinks it's real?
Yeah, she thinks it's real.
Yeah, it's probably like a 5.
She's a 10, but she asks, why do they always run it up the middle into a bunch of people instead of to the side?
Wait, hang on. Yeah, that's a 5 right there.
She's a 10, but she thinks Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in the next 5 years.
She's a 0, negative, frozen factor.
She's a 10, but she wishes they kept Mac Jones.
Oh, 100.
Come on!
I'm not going to rate anybody but my girlfriend.
And I'm like, bro, Cowboys supposed to be playing tonight. What the fuck is going on? I got my hat on, I got my jersey on, I got my forces on, I got my swag on, I done prayed to my Jesus, everything, want it?
Lamar, did you have baby oil on today?
No. We gotta keep that for somebody else, bro. Yeah, that's not my question right there. I did do it as a kid though. We can't even ask that no more, bro. It's too much going on in life right now with that, man. We can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that.
What the fuck? I knew how important this was for our team. Our team chill. I knew how important this was for our team and just.
Like when you
I use more product than anybody.
When you and Tim go get your hair done, what y'all tell them? Like to the left or the right?
No, I tell them go number 2 all the way up to a fade and just give me a phone call. It's a phone call, bro. Hey, Paul, what are you telling me?
Hey,
it's a little upside.
Leave us on.
I always tell them I should leave a little bit on the top.
I gotta tell you, we had a meeting. Hey, coach, things are not going well. No, Ray Charles can see that, brother.
So what's next?
Well, I gotta tell you this. Say, coach, you got $17.1 million on your contract. We're gonna give it to you. I said, what time do you want me to leave? What door you want me out of, brother?
This is a coke ball, it's not a crystal ball.
So everybody done had at least one coach or teacher with anger issues. But wait, what the hell going on? Coach done blew a gasket. Blood pressure pushing 200 over too damn high. Looked like the player wasn't where he should have been when he was supposed to be there. But he tried to sneak on the field. Too late for all that. Head coach got a drive-by warning. I'm about to get in his ass. Well, Mike, let's simmer down a bit. No! Get out! Having to walk past after be the worst part. So I'm running. Maybe if I move fast enough, he'll forget. Only thing he forgot was a damn weapon. He chased Paulie D all the way to the sideline. Teammates trying not to be next. Hey, man, chill out. Number 24 barely looked back. I ain't see nothing, coach. I'm trying to play. All other coaches unfazed, except Ricky Rose. This is his favorite show. Making the coach mad to the point where they want to fight is crazy. He almost tore everything in his knee to get to Andrew. Top tier rage bait pop up like an Xbox achievement. The shortest player on the team, the only one stepped in to help my man. I just know he was calling him all type of pansies and mother lovers and finished it off with you're uncoachable. Face on lobster red and he just gonna walk off like ain't nothing happened.
I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take it serious. Real serious. I put my heart and soul into this every single week.
All I'm saying is the camera shows.
I'm just telling you right now what I do every single week. Every single week, I put my freaking heart and soul into this. I study my off. I don't go out there and laugh. It's not funny. It's not fun. Nothing's funny to me. I don't want to go out there and get embarrassed on Monday Night Football in front of everybody.
That's why I'm asking you.
I'm telling you right now. We're talking. Deuce and I are talking.
What was the context?
I'm done. Sorry. I'm not doing it.
Jones? Lamar, there was that point in the season where you guys lost 3 straight, 4 or 5.
Mike Jones. Mike Jones, that's it. Mike Jones, that's it right now. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right.
Obviously, with what I observed the past few seasons, with the defense like missing basic fundamental skills like the open field tackles and those issues, I know they slowly improved those elements over the season, but just not enough when it matters in big games like against Indiana.
Their quarterback is impressive. I mean, his ability to just escape and make plays on the run, I mean, it's just outstanding what I've seen. And just the defensive side of it as well. They're definitely going to be a concern for me going forward if Alabama doesn't get their offensive line straightened out.
Chelsea, that's a great point.
What is up, Touchdown Tribe? Like I said, the Browns have officially named Deshaun Watson as their QB1. The Browns did it, y'all. The Browns did it. They named their QB1, but I don't know if anyone saw this coming with Deshaun Watson being named the QB1. I don't know if anybody's seen it coming. After the performance he had, people were pretty sure that Sanders was going to be named the starter. But here we are. Here we are. So let's get into it. Starting off with some drops for my favorites. Y'all know, if you're new here, I have drops for the OGs in the chat. So let's go ahead and play some of those. Starting off with Pooh Man, the greatest mod in the YouTube streets. Let's play your drop, Pooh Man.
Rolex wearing. Woo! Diamond ring wearing. Woo! Kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing. Woo! Limousine.
Shout out to Pooh Man. And we have a G Hudson in the building. I'm sorry. A G Honda. We have a G Honda in the building. Shout out to you, G Honda. Let's play your drop.
Who the fuck could that be? What does his weird ass want now? What's up, Gaston?
Shout out to G Honda. And we have Derek in the building. Derek defending me against the evil G Hudson. Let's play Derek's drop. Here we go.
Leave Chelsea alone. What's wrong with you, G Honda? I'm the one who's telling you about your fantasy. Listen. Send me your address so I can send you a rainbow flag. Since you want to look like Alicia Keys. That's okay, man. You can't even grow. You can't even grow enough hair. I'm not accustomed to a man wanting to look like a woman. And you too dark to look like her. Why don't you? You know what? You look like a good Jennifer Hudson. That's what you would look like.
Gremlin, nigga. Like a gremlin.
You too dark to be Alicia Keys. You look like a Jennifer Hudson.
Hey, G Hudson. G Hudson.
You look like a gremlin and top row look like a predator.
That's your name for the year, G Hudson.
Oh, man. That's your name for the year, G Hudson. Shout out to G Hudson. Never gets old. Never gets old. Who would have thought that moment would be so iconic? Like, that, you could have dreamed that up even if you wanted to. But here we are. I just was not expecting that. Whenever he started coming at me, I just was not expecting everyone to, come to my defense. It was so nice. It was so nice of y'all to, come to my defense and support me like that. But anyway, shout out to y'all. All right. That always gives me a good laugh. Always gives me a good laugh. You know what? I can't forget, y'all. I almost forgot. Touchdown Tribe National Anthem. All rise for the Touchdown Tribe National Anthem at the Chelsea Dome.
On the Star-Spangled Banner, Fergie.
That our flag was still there.
we go. I remembered the Touchdown Tribe National Anthem. Now let's play our opening motivational video. Y'all, let me tell you, I'm quite tired. I had to cut up a deer ham, and it was off the bone, so, you know, I had it frozen in the freezer, and I had to cut it up. Man, that was not for the weak, let me tell you. Whenever I was cutting it, the whole time I was like, man, I wish I had my dad here. I wish I had my dad here. That was me the entire time I was cutting that up. I got it done, though. I just did not like doing it. There's just some things a girl just don't want to do, and that's one of them. Let's see. What do I want for the motivational video? I need something good. Give me something good. Okay, I think the Jalen Hurts one would be good.
Home late, getting up early, doing all those things, and if you want something bad enough, you have to be able to sacrifice some things for it and, you know, work for it. It's about the process. What are you doing throughout the week to prepare yourself for the game? Stay true to the process and the hustle and what's important, and everything else will always handle itself.
Ooh, truth. Let me tell you, I always talk about the process, and, you know, Jalen Hurts, that's something he definitely learned under Nick Saban. Buying into the process. Y'all hear me talk about that a lot, but just buying into the process and working hard to accomplish the goals that you have, and understanding, you know, these things are not going to be achieved overnight. It takes the process. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the show. We're going to jump right into it, y'all. We're not wasting any time. We're getting into everything going on with the Browns. So last night, Nightcap had some thoughts on what Todd Monken had to say. So let's go ahead and jump into that. And obviously, things changed because we now know the starter is going to be Deshaun Watson. So we're going to be getting into the announcement of that.
Hey guys, it's your favorite Unk here. Go ahead and click that subscribe button below so you don't miss a single episode of Nightcap. That button right here. Come for the sports, stay for the stories. Todd Monken was asked about Deshaun.
Subscribing, y'all. If you love sports content and you want more sports content in your algorithm, the best thing you can do is support channels that bring you sports. So if you love sports content like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. All right, y'all. Here we go.
Game comments. He had some very interesting things to say about it. Let's take a listen to what Mr. Monken had to say.
Yeah, let me hear this.
Hey, how's it feel to get booed? I mean, it's a pretty easy question. It sucks. I don't want to get booed. It comes with the territory. You don't want to get booed? Let's play good football. Let's play good at quarterback. Let's play good on offense. Let's play good as a team. And then you don't have to worry about all that because it can turn.
Oh my goodness. Already, I think this was shots fired. You can't convince me this was not shots fired to Deshaun Watson. 38 seconds in. Shots fired. Hold on, let's play that. Let's play that drop. Let's play that drop. But shots have been fired. I cannot believe these press conferences lately from the Browns, but here we are.
Sound like he got a drum over there. He got a switch, Ocho.
He got a nice little Tommy gun.
Shots fired. Yeah. Shots fired.
He fired that thing at somebody, Ocho. Hey guys, it's your favorite
I think we know who Todd Monken fired that one at. It was definitely Deshaun Watson. You don't want to get booed? Play better at quarterback. We know who he was talking about. That is crazy. We're starting off strong. Okay, let's see what you said, Derek. I wanted Sanders to start. I feel the NFL is doing him wrong because of his dad. I hope they lose every game when like Deshaun starts. Man, that's hilarious, Derek. Well, part of that's funny. You know, I don't know. I feel like it's a mix of things. I feel like we've kind of moved past that whole drama with the Sanders and the NFL, you know, how they did the Sanders family wrong. I feel like we're kind of getting away from that. But then you have this going on. I feel like it's a mix of that plus the money for Deshaun Watson's contract. Y'all, I gave you my hot take. I thought for sure that they were going to name Sanders the starter. After that performance, I don't see how you don't name Sanders the starter, but I thought they would name Sanders the starter, eat the cost with Deshaun Watson, and that be that, right? But apparently not. Money talks, y'all, and the money won this one. I have a poll going on in the chat, but it's about, did the Browns make this decision based off the money, or is it because Deshaun Watson is really, good enough to play QB1? Y'all, it's shaping up to be an interesting season already.
So let's play good as a team, and then you don't have to worry about all that.
We have Shayla in the building. Let's play your drop, Shayla. Let's see here. I think I passed it. Here we go.
Rivalries are made of. That's it.
I always love looking at that one. Okay. Shout to you.
Hey guys, it's your favorite uncle
Back
here.
to it, y'all. Back to it. If I can find where I was at. There we go.
So let's play good as a team, and then you don't have to worry about all that, because it can turn just like that. Win, play good football, and everybody will be fine. That's just part of it. I mean, that's why I told him, you good? We're good. Part of what we do.
What'd you see on the...
That's what we were all saying. This is what I said yesterday. You play good football, you don't get booed. I think that's the obvious. Your fan base wants to see you do good. Is it always warranted? No. Do I think he should have been booed whenever he went out because of an injury? Absolutely not. I just don't think there's any justifying that. But when you're playing bad and the fans are wanting to see you win games, these are fans that pay good money to go out and watch you play. And when you are losing, you expect them to be happy and cheer you on? That ain't happening. You're going to get some boos. So that's definitely a shot fired from head coach Todd Monken towards Deshaun Watson. And it's interesting, later on he names Deshaun Watson the starter. You just can't make this stuff up.
Hey, Joe, what I said last night, Joe?
What?
Winning cures all,
Yeah. Even if you don't win, if you play good football, Ocho, he ain't been playing good football, let alone winning.
Yeah, that too. Listen, the two go hand in hand, because if you're winning, obviously you got to be playing good football to win.
True.
So let's start there first. We're playing good football, trying to do what I don't want him to do. This is what I don't like. The pressure, all the booing. I still want you to be able to play freely. I don't want you to tense up. I don't want you to be scared to make certain throws. Because what you get is you get a Deshaun Watson that's a shell of himself.
He's not confident. We all know it. Off the field, on the field, he's not confident.
Not playing to his full potential because he wants to do everything right. He wants to do everything perfect. The best version of the best version of ISO Joe is when you're free out there being able to play ball without worrying about making mistakes. That's when you're at your best. Now at the quarterback position right now, especially what Deshaun is going through, I want him to have that not, I hate saying this, that not give a fuck feeling. Not about how the fans are feeling, but when it comes to his play.
That's the attitude Sanders has. He don't give a dang what you think about him. He's gonna go out there and do his best. That's how his dad raised him. Only do your best. Don't focus on what everybody else is saying. Only do your best. Because who cares what they say, right? Nick Saban, he had that saying at Alabama, lank, baby, lank. Let a naysayer know. Prove it with your actions. Who cares what they say? Oh, man.
Being able to process information and wanting to make plays. Don't be scared to do certain stuff. Just do it. Just go. Play freely.
Hey, that's ran its course, Ocho. Okay, Ocho is ran. I'm just keeping it real, man. It's ran its course. Listening to Deshaun talk, he seems like he's kind of out of it, and the fact that he's kind of against the fans at this point. Y'all know the fans, hell, they the one pay the salaries. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah. You can't win against them.
You can't.
You need them on your side.
Man. And this is what what's shocking to me about the whole situation of naming QB1 Deshaun Watson. Like, this is what's shocking, is the way he talked about the fans, and then you put him as your QB1? Make that make sense. I'm like, how? Hold on, I'm 2 minutes and 24 seconds into this, but I'm just like, how? How can you think that this is going to go over well with the fans after he just talked bad about them? It's not going to work. It's just not going to be a good situation going on for the Browns when it comes to him labeled as the QB1.
How? Hold on, bro. How? How you? I'm saying, how? Like, talk to me, bro.
Talk to me, bro.
Hey guys,
Talk
it's your
to me,
favorite.
bro. Tell me how. Tell me how the person who was just talking about the fan base, who is, you know, one of the most important positions, gets named QB1. I've never seen nothing like that. I'll tell you that.
Know that, right?
Yeah, you can't win against them.
You can't.
You need them on your side.
Man, what? He needed that young man needs a change of scenery. Okay, Ocho, I'm sorry. Cleveland just ain't the spot. And Ty Monken said he's going to announce the starter tomorrow. I expect
we know who the starter is. I'm interested to see if Nightcap goes live tonight. If they do, I can't wait to hear their updated response on this. But keep in mind, this was from last night. I wanted to cover, you know, what Todd Monken had to say in his press conference, because he kind of had some shots towards Deshaun Watson in regards to the whole booing thing. He said, hey, you don't want to get booed? Play better.
He should do a Sanders. That's just what I see.
Yeah, I think the thing is Todd hit the nail on the head when he said, look, you don't want to get booed, play better football. It's really as simple as that. Yep. Just play better football. Give them something to cheer about. Right now, you're giving them boo play. So they're booing. If they see something they don't like, they're going to boo.
Every time.
Every single time. And I think the thing is what Deshaun is missing is that, yes, what transpired in Houston happened years ago. Mm-hmm. Some people have forgiven you and moved on.
Yes.
Some people haven't. You must understand and accept those that have given you grace and those that haven't. It's okay, because you couldn't please everybody. Just like you had some fans that like you, some fans didn't like you.
There's that. I'm not going to spend too much time on this video because, again, this was from last night. This was before we knew who the starter was. But even Nightcap was saying they didn't think that Deshaun Watson was going to be named QB1. And I was convinced the same thing. I was like, how would you name your QB1 somebody who just got done talking bad about your fan base? That math was not mathing to me, y'all. It was not adding up. But let me see what you said, Big Natty. Shout out to you in the building. You said, RIP to my pops, but I don't understand him and my uncle's unwavering love for this franchise. Stupidity is beyond me. Well, shout out to the pops. RIP to him. I mean, I'm not mad at it. Passionate fans, and we've talked about this before, Big Natty, but being a passionate fan and being loyal to a team, I'm not mad at it. I mean, I'm a Dallas fan after all, so I get it. Being loyal to a team, I can't be mad at it. How can I be mad at that? All right, y'all, let's play Big Natty's drop, and whenever I get back to this screen, we will get into the most recent updates on Deshaun Watson. All right, let's see. Big Natty.
Come on, Clint! Oh, God!
He's still down there. Still there. Yep, he just came up and wrecked the hell out of you again on purpose.
Y'all have it going.
Back flop.
That's it. That's why I don't take this shit serious.
Sorry, Tyler. Just trying to talk to you there.
Peace out!
Shout out to you, Big Natty. All right, y'all. This is the update. This is from Dan Orlesky. I want to go Dan Orlesky first because he was on Pat McAfee talking about this, and even he was shocked. He was surprised too.
Cleveland won for me
I've talked about it a lot this morning. I'm shocked. If this was just a football decision, just football, I haven't seen every day of practice, I would probably say coin flip, 50-50. Start the guy you want. Doesn't really matter to me. After Saturday's press conference, I'm shocked that they did this to the Cleveland fans. I've said if I was a Cleveland fan and Deshaun's still starting week 3, I would not go to the game.
Y'all, that was some big words from Dan Orlesky. He said that if he was a Cleveland fan and he heard that press conference, he wouldn't go to the game. And he, knowing that Deshaun Watson would be your QB1, he said he wouldn't go to the game. I get it. I understand that. That makes sense to me. How can you support somebody who not only had a bad performance on the field compared to Sanders, but also he turned around in a press conference talking bad about the fan base? How do you support somebody like that? I'm telling you, after that press conference, it's going to be interesting to see the fans' reaction. And I'm kind of worried about Todd Monken too, because him naming Deshaun Watson as a starter, I don't think fans are going to like it. Fans are not going to be cool with this. I really believe, if I was a betting person, I would be betting on if those fans in the stands that go cheering put Sanders in. I would think that would end up happening. One wrong play from Deshaun Watson, and fans are going to be saying, put Sanders in. Y'all, man.
Of the interaction that we saw.
What?
I've had a buddy text me saying, this is smart by the Browns. They'll go 0-2. Deshaun will struggle, and all of a sudden Shador gets named the starting quarterback for the week 3 game, which is their home opener, and he's the hero.
Bingo.
Okay.
All right, now this goes back to, if y'all are in my Discord, shout out to Pooh Man, but Pooh Man put my Discord link in the chat. Also, if you have any trouble with that link, I can drop a new one if you want to join the Discord. But in the Discord, y'all were popping off. I'm debating bringing up the Discord chat and reading some of the comments that y'all had in the chat, but y'all were popping off about that. And one of the chats was from Divine Photos. Shout out to Divine Photos. But he said that he heard something about 1-4. And obviously I heard, about Dan Orlesky saying, 1-3. 1-3 start from Deshaun Watson. Sanders goes in. He's the hero. And then Browns come out, not looking like the bad guy, right? That's a possibility. I think that's either way, I just don't. If Deshaun Watson, we all know, if he does not perform better, he's going to be out. There's no question about that. So, we'll see. Philly, you said the stands in Cleveland need to look like when the pandemic hit. Oh, Philly, that's crazy. You said this. Okay, the stands in Cleveland needs to look like when the pandemic hit. That's too funny. Shout out to you, Philly. I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that. It's gonna look like that. Can we get real about this? The stands will look like that if something doesn't change. There's no doubt about that. What fan base is gonna keep putting up with this? I don't know. Maybe. I guess it just depends on how big your loyalty is to the team. But if they do show up, they're going to be throwing bottles. They're going to be throwing trash on the field. It's not going to be good. That's probably one of my biggest concerns right now is, and I do not support this behavior whatsoever, right? I do not support this. But my concern right now is if fans start throwing things on the field if it does not go the right way. It's very critical, and I'm sure Deshaun Watson knows how much pressure. There's just no doubt that he knows how much pressure is on him to perform better. After, the Browns paying him all that money, I'm telling you, it's shaping up to be an interesting season for the Browns, no doubt.
You don't think that's what they were thinking when they did this?
No.
Is this the NFL? We're trying to win games.
Todd Monken.
Todd Monken.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and let's talk about
Monken that I know wouldn't. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I would like to hear the Todd Monken that you know before I say what I'm about to say.
I only know him as a coach. I've spent some time with him just because of games. I mean, he is a all ball, all the time, high level competitor, maniac. I don't know him as a guy, so I can't comment on him like that. But I don't think that he would sign up for that.
Okay, so he did.
Here's my thing. I think this goes over Todd Monken's head. I do. I think that they, no doubt, the organization wanted Deshaun to start no matter what. They didn't care if he was performing great or performing badly. They want Deshaun Watson to start because of how much money they paid him. I honestly thought they wouldn't be that foolish. I thought they would eat the cost. You know, he would stay on the bench. They'd get him out of there. We're going to get into that part too, because there's another little part to that changed my mind on that, because it wasn't, when I realized it wasn't just them eating the cost of Deshaun Watson, there was some other costs to it as well. I was like, okay, that kind of changes my opinion on that. Either way, they're going to be eating the cost, because whether you let him go or you keep him, it's basically a waste of money either way, especially if he stays on the bench, right? So, I mean, I guess I get it from the money standpoint. You pay this guy all that money, you're going to want to see him start no matter what. But if this does not go good, they could end up taking him out. He'll be on the bench, and like I said, either way, it's going to be a waste of money. Anyways, let's get back to it.
He announced him as the starting quarterback and said this. Monken said he took in the full body of work, ultimately felt like Deshaun gave us the best chance to move the ball, score points. So I think Todd Monken is saying, hey, I made the decision because I think this is best for our football team at football, and I'm trying to win games. Todd just watched Deshaun Watson get booed, obviously, in the Cleveland Browns Stadium. He's been around the NFL forever. He saw Baker Mayfield get his ass booed. Catch got his ass booed. People get their ass booed in Cleveland on a regular basis. Todd doesn't want to be the next guy getting booed. No. Todd's the guy trying to bring the cheers.
I think Todd's going to be the next guy getting booed. Naming Deshaun Watson your starter was a huge risk to Todd Monken, in my opinion. I think that the fans are not going to be happy with him now. Like that, and like I said, that goes over his head. I believe this came from the organization as a whole. They told him, hey, we gave him all this money. We're going to have to see him start. No matter what Todd Monken thought, whether he truly believed that Sanders should be the starter or not, they were going to want to see Deshaun start just because of the money.
He's trying to win some games. I think that's what Todd is going to be trying to say, and nobody's really going to listen to him. Nobody's going to listen to him. And the only thing that matters is if they play good football or not when Deshaun Watson's their quarterback. That's literally the only thing that matters.
And Todd's been there, and we talked about the business side of, as far as putting ass in seats. Shador would easily be that guy. Didn't he just shatter whatever record it was last year when it came to like merch or jersey sales and all that stuff? So outside of actual football,
what's up, Mr. Is it Lothan? Mr. McLothan? You said Watson effed up with the blanket statement about the Browns fans cheering his injury. Yes, I agree. I agree completely. And I talked about this yesterday. I said, you really messed up, talking bad about the fan base. That's one thing you don't do. If you really want a starting QB position, you're not going to say something like that. You best believe it's on site every game for those fans now. Like, they're not going to hold back. They're not. And this is why I said that if I was a betting person, I would be willing to put bets on the fan base starting a cheer saying, put Sanders in. I'm telling you, I just think it's going to erupt depending on how many Browns fans are in the stands.
I think it was easy Shador. I mean, like you said, we're not there every day. We don't see the practices, the meetings, the walkthroughs, all that stuff. But you would assume Todd sees all that. And then the locker room, starting quarterbacks. Most starting quarterbacks are captains. We'll see. Does he have the C patch?
That'll be a crazy thing.
It's a lot of different things.
I don't feel like, and this is another thing that we've talked about, but I don't feel like Deshaun Watson has that confidence. He does not look confident on the field or off the field. How can you command a team if your QB is not displaying confidence? I look at Sanders, his press conferences, I look at him on the field. That just looks like a confident QB. Now, y'all know my thoughts on this. Do I think not Deshaun Watson, but do I think Shedeur Sanders deserves to start? I'm a mix. Yes, but also no. And here's why I say no. I don't want to see him start and get injured for a horrible Browns team. That, y'all know my thoughts on that. That would just be awful to see a young talent get injured, get taken out, and you're playing for a horrible organization. I'm just not okay with that. I would honestly rather see Sanders get traded to a team with a veteran QB, someone like Matthew Stafford. Obviously that's not happening, but a situation like that where he can develop just a little bit more under a veteran QB and then take over as a starter. I would like to see something like that. Obviously that's a slim chance of any of that going in your favor, right? But that's just me personally. That's just me being biased, right? 234. We're at 234, y'all. That's just me being biased when it comes to that situation. Y'all already know how I am sometimes.
That's just me. Now, maybe I'm biased a little bit. Maybe I'm biased a lot of bit. But who cares for this discussion?
Cleveland won for me.
Did I say we were at 234? I think I did. I got to do better about keeping track. I think Pooh Man's busy right now, so. All right. Let's see what you say. With the Browns being in the same division as my Bengals, I hope he falls flat on his face. Yeah, talking about Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I know your thoughts, Derek. You have some big thoughts when it comes to Deshaun Watson, and it's warranted. Bad apples in every group, saying it's the fan base. F that guy. Yeah, that's just one thing that I just could not comprehend. Why would you say something like that? I couldn't comprehend it. I was like, that is just the last thing I would have said. And this is kind of what made me think that Deshaun Watson was out. Was after that press conference, I was like, how do they keep him as a QB1 when he's not displaying confidence on and off the field, when he's talking bad about your fan base? I was like, how? How do you keep someone like that? And here we are. It's just amazing to me. It's like you didn't take any accountability for your performance. Instead, you resort to blaming the fan base. I'm not a fan of that. It's like, get that guy off the field. He's fired. That was my thoughts. That was my original thoughts. Y'all already know I thought my hot take was he's going to be benched. He's going to be gone. Something after that press conference.
Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired.
I thought it was going to be something like that, but no. No. Here we are. Hey, what's up, Divine Photos? I was talking about you earlier and what you said. Shedeur just needs an opportunity. Yes, like I said, I think he's a talent. He displays confidence in the pocket. He was making great decisions. And the press conferences he gives also, he just looks like somebody who can be a QB1. Now, I would like to see him develop, under a veteran QB, not Deshaun Watson, obviously, but I would like him to get the opportunity to develop under a veteran QB just a little bit longer. But, early looks, he looked amazing. He was moving the ball, like getting, the first downs, making smart decisions, quick with it. I know that people seen that interception he threw, but I don't hold that against him. Y'all know I don't hold that one interception against Sanders because the ball ricocheted off of the receiver's hands and into the arms of a Bills defender. So I don't hold that interception against Sanders, and I'm sure the coaches didn't hold that against him as well. But man, like that performance, he had a great performance. And granted, this is just preseason. Like, you're not facing, like, the best talent. I mean, it's still top talent. Don't get it twisted. Like, even your backups, there's a reason why the backups are even in the pros, right? So I'm not downplaying that. But, man, there's just no denying Sanders is a talent. And I'm just tired of him getting downplayed. Let's see what you said. Like I said, in your last live, Chelsea, Watson would have been the most expensive backup in QB NFL history. Yes, and that's what we're going to get into. That's what we're going to get into as well, is if it wasn't just them eating the cost of the $40 million, it was going to be other added costs in there that would have caused an issue, and that would have made him, like Derek said, the most expensive backup QB in NFL history. All right, let's see. You said, I take it this way. The entire offensive line, 5 new starters. Let's see if they can block for Watson. At least the young QBs don't have to find out firsthand. You know what, Mr. McLothan? I said the same thing. I said the same thing. I said, I would rather see... Now, I'm being a little bit biased here, but I would rather see... I'm not mad that Deshaun Watson is starting. Am I surprised after that press conference? Yes, absolutely. I am surprised that he is starting after the press conference he gave. But I'm not mad that he's starting, just because I would rather test the waters out with what the Browns have. Let me see if they can protect, Deshaun Watson in regular season games before I go throw Shedeur Sanders to the Wolves. And maybe that's what is going to be the strategy for the Browns. I don't know. We'll see what plays out. But I had the same thoughts as well. Divine Photos, you said Stefanski didn't want Shedeur to start, so if the coach didn't have faith in him, how can he develop? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, when Stefanski was there, I feel like it was like a different situation going on. I feel like Stefanski was one that just wanted him to develop. Like, maybe Stefanski was just looking out for him. I don't hold it against Stefanski, because that, like I said, the Browns organization as a whole is just messed up. But, yeah, I think Stefanski was just looking out to protect Sanders. That was a bad pass by Sanders. I like the pass. Are you talking about the one where it was an interception? I like the pass. It looked clean. I thought the receiver should have caught the ball. Like, if you looked at both the angles, I thought the receiver should have caught the ball. Like, it was a catchable, pass. And when it ricocheted off of his hands, I didn't like it. I mean, now, if you're referring to, like, maybe the force of the pass, because sometimes you can force the ball and it has some heat behind it, right? And it makes it a little bit difficult to catch. If you're referring to that, yes, you could throw that in there. But either way, I thought it was a catchable pass. Just going off of the views I had of the game. All right, I can see him getting booed every game. Yeah. All right, y'all, let's get back to it. I'll read some of your comments in a second as well.
A lot of different things, but like you said, all that matters is the football plan. The home opener, and we're gonna try out. I don't see that. I think Todd is making this decision based off who is giving his team the best opportunity to win games.
Yeah, and speaking of a best opportunity to win games, they haven't done that a lot in Cleveland. And the last guy that did win a playoff game for him, they booed his ass out of the city as well. Go ahead, Con.
And with the captain thing, just remember when Jameis Winston was there.
Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Shout out to you who just subscribed to the channel. I didn't get a chance to read your name, but shout out to you for subscribing to the channel. Y'all, we moving the chains on the YouTube field. We're slowly gaining the subs. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. But shout out to you for subscribing to the channel and joining the Touchdown Tribe team.
Deshaun Watson wasn't the guy like rallying up the team and getting everyone going. That was Jameis Winston. Like, that was known. Hey, Jameis is kind of the almost leader, if you will, in the quarterback room when he was there with Deshaun Watson. So I don't know, maybe Watson's doing that now because Jameis isn't there anymore, but that's how it was operating when he was.
Man, if you go back to 2021, is that when this all happened? 2022?
When he got traded there?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2022, I believe.
2022?
Oh, let's see what you said, Devon Photos. Looking at the Browns' schedule, they're going to be 1-4. And see, this is kind of what Dan Orlowski said earlier. He said that he had someone mention to him that maybe this is a part of the Browns' plan. Is they go, I think he said 1-3, and then Deshaun Watson gets benched. You have Shedeur Sanders looking like a hero, and then the Browns, get off, fairly easy. I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen. We'll see if it plays out that way. But if they go 1-3, 1-4, and then they finally start Sanders, wouldn't that be something? Do y'all think, that's another good question to ask y'all. Do y'all think that Sanders will eventually get a start this season? Because I know that before, let's see, you said, Divine Photos, you said Deshaun is a guarantee to get hurt. So let's say Deshaun Watson gets injured. Do y'all think that that's how Sanders will end up taking over QB1? Or do you think that Deshaun Watson will just have such a bad performance that they put Sanders in? I'm curious. I'm curious to know y'all's thoughts.
I mean, just thinking about Baker Mayfield sitting there, just won a playoff game, okay? And then they give the biggest guaranteed contract to somebody who's never been here, who said he didn't want to play here. Remember, because Cleveland Browns were in the running, Panthers were in the running, Atlanta was in the running, the Saints were in the running for who was going to trade for Deshaun Watson. And he wanted to be a Jet at one time, I think.
Yeah,
like
the colors,
Jets, they were kind of out of it. Then the Cleveland Browns publicly were kind of like, they're not going to be a part of this. Cleveland Browns are done. Why is that? Deshaun doesn't like the cold, and he doesn't want to go up there, so he's going to stay down here. That was an actual report, I think, from Peter King or Albert Breer. I forget which one reported that. And then, Baker gets kicked out of town. This guy gets 230 minutes. Now they're still dealing with the long-term effects of this entire deal. If he plays good football, nothing matters. If he doesn't, it's going to be really loud for the rest of the time in Cleveland and for Deshaun Watson.
I do hope, I never wish bad on these athletes. I do hope that he can improve and get better. I just don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen after that. I just don't see how. All right, y'all, let's get into Adam Schefter's update. Y'all heard Dan Orlowski. He said he was shocked that the Browns named Deshaun Watson as a starter after that press conference, after the performance he had on the field. He was surprised. I was surprised. I think everybody was surprised by this. But here we are. Now, here is what Adam Schefter reported on when it came to the decision they made on starting Deshaun Watson.
Senior NFL insider for ESPN, Michigan man, who might know a little bit more on the behind the scenes on how we got here, Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Shefty.
What's going on, Schefter?
Gentlemen, what's going on?
God, you look great. Where you go? You heading to the gym? Coming back from the gym? About to go buy a gym? What do you got going on?
I'm headed to Bristol, Connecticut for 2 days of the Fantasy Football Marathon. On my way up there right now, and it's been a nice, quiet morning.
Yeah, nice quiet morning. Starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns has been named Deshaun Watson. There was an original thought by me on this particular program. As soon as I heard that there was competition between Shedeur and Deshaun, and this was him coming back from recovery, obviously, of the ACL, I say, if Deshaun Watson can stand up and take a snap on a football field, they're going to put him on there because $230 million. Debo made a great point, as I agree with him.
Now, the $40 million is what's the issue, right? But then there's other added costs to it.
Was given the free reign to pick whoever he thinks is best for his team, as opposed to just who's getting paid the most amount of money. At what point do you think he figured out Deshaun Watson was the starting quarterback, and how did we get here, if you will, Shefty?
Now, they said Todd Monken was given free range to pick whatever quarterback he wanted to start. Do y'all believe that? I know y'all are saying that the organization, they told Todd to start Deshaun. And I'm kind of under the same impression. I'm under the same impression y'all are under. I do not think that Todd Monken really had a say in who was going to start.
I think there are a few things to factor into this quarterback decision that the Browns have announced with Deshaun Watson as their starting quarterback. I think we've been on this show. I know I've talked about it before, or maybe with Ty on the podcast, but it has always felt like it was trending towards Deshaun Watson as a veteran with 2 games on the road to start the season, Jacksonville, Tampa. Now, again, even with
Let's see, Devon Codes, you said we shouldn't be shocked when former players, I won't list all the names, but when former players said that the money did play a huge factor. Yeah, that was what I originally said. I said, with the money, I was like, his contract even, I told everybody, I was like one of the early ones who said, y'all, look at his contract. They're not getting rid of him. It was when it was a QB debate about Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and Deshaun Watson. I was like, they're not getting rid of Deshaun Watson. His contract locks him in. They gave him all this money. He's not going nowhere. And it wasn't until that press conference that I kind of changed my mind. I was like, yeah, you can't give a press conference like that and expect to be the starter. That was when I changed my mind. But here we are. They overlooked it. I guess they overlooked it obviously because of the money, but when you criticize your fan base, that's where it becomes a problem. And I think that's why many of the analysts in sports assumed that Deshaun Watson wasn't going to start, was because of that press conference. Obviously, that didn't end up being the case because the money talks.
Where Deshaun Watson did not play well, where he talked about how the fans were disrespectful, he didn't appreciate the boos, and his post-game press conference, which obviously did not play over well anywhere. You have a situation where basically it always felt like it was trending towards the veteran. And when they name Deshaun Watson as the starting quarterback, they name him for now. I think that's the key point to raise here. Is Deshaun Watson going to...
So that was an interesting little dose of information from Adam Schefter. Keywords. They named him the starter for now. So it's definitely subject to change. I think we all know that. Like, after that performance, after how he talked about the fans, I think it would, probably end up happening pretty soon. Unless, Deshaun Watson just miraculously turns around. Y'all have to clap that out. But if he turns it around and ends up performing better, clap it out, Chelsea. Clap it out. We're at 157. I gotta clap this out. I can't say miraculous for some reason.
Clap it out. Clap it out. Clap it out.
Senior NFL insider.
I always gotta struggle with one word. Right? Okay. Let's get back to it.
Choice. The money
Hold
in
on.
my mind.
Was that where we were at? I don't know.
Towards the veteran. And when they name Deshaun Watson as the starting quarterback, they name him for now. I think that's the key point to raise here. Is Deshaun Watson going to wind up starting more games than Shedeur Sanders this season? I'm skeptical of that. It's up to him and how he performs in the first 2 games. If he plays well the first 2 weeks...
Derek said, turn what around? He's done. Yeah, it's not looking hot for him, right? It's not looking good.
The road, he'll continue to be the quarterback. If not, I believe there's a realistic chance that for their home opener, Shedeur Sanders is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. That'll be up to Deshaun and how he plays in the first 2 games of the season. Beyond that, when we talk about the money involved, they're married to Deshaun Watson. For better or worse, they don't have a choice. The money in my mind has cemented the fact that he's going to be there now, and I would guess next year. If they had released him today, they would have had to eat $41 million against the cap this year and taken a dead hit next year of $86.21 million, one of the largest.
So it wasn't just the $40 million, y'all. You heard me say this earlier. It wasn't just the $40 million. There was another hit that they were going to take with that. I think he said $86 million. So that was going to be like the largest amount. And this goes back to what Derek said as well. But he was going to be the highest paid either backup or the highest paid to, you know, be fired from the team, basically. So, man, that, and the fact that Adam Schefter, this is another thing I want to point out. He said that he believes Deshaun Watson stays possibly next year as well. But would Deshaun Watson stay as a backup? Like, man, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just wondering how his career is going to play out if he doesn't perform better. I'm wondering if he won't end up retiring. I don't know. Because I just don't see how you can talk bad about the fan base, have all your scandals plus injuries, and survive in the NFL. I'm trying to think of what team would take him on even as a backup. The only ones I could think of is maybe Miami, maybe Atlanta, maybe the Jets. I don't know. But it's not likely that he goes anywhere else at this point, in my opinion.
It's in the history of the NFL. So they're stuck with Deshaun Watson. This is a product of restructuring his contract over and over, taking a bad contract and complicating it. So you have all those factors going on that play into this. In the end, Todd Monken felt like a veteran on the road is this team's best chance to have a successful start. We'll see whether that's right. But
veteran where? Veteran where is my question. I don't see nothing veteran about Deshaun Watson. He is not making veteran QB decisions in the pocket. He definitely didn't make a veteran QB decision in that press conference. So I'm just like, veteran presence where? At this point, I don't feel like he is acting as if he's a veteran. What is up, Go Creekery? In the building, we're at 3:23. Let's play Go Creekery's drop.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane?
Shout out to Go Cree. She was live last night, if y'all missed it.
Senior NFL insider for ESPN.
All right, back to it, y'all. We were at 3:23. Let's see what you said. Divine Photos. Second game, Baker Mayfield gonna get... Wait. Second game, Baker gonna get amped every time he sees the Browns. Yeah, I talked about Baker Mayfield, actually. I brought Baker Mayfield up. I said that Baker Mayfield, the way he got done, that was wrong. I thought, how do you let go somebody who, like, broke your winningless drought, got you to a playoff? Like, how do you get rid of somebody like that? The way they did him, they got rid of Baker Mayfield and brought in Deshaun Watson. What has Deshaun Watson done? And you look at Baker Mayfield, yes, he, you know, had a little bit of time bouncing around in the league, but ultimately landed at Tampa. He's done, you know, really good things at Tampa. He's definitely been more productive than what Deshaun Watson's been. Oh, they really dug themselves a hole when they got rid of Baker Mayfield. All right, y'all, let's get back to it.
But I feel like they felt like they're paying the guy the money. He's a veteran. He's looked pretty good this summer. And we're going to give him the out of the gate and go from there.
Okay, he's looked pretty good. I mean, you gotta say, yeah, the numbers ain't bad, but he's looked pretty good.
He had that one day in practice where he threw 7
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
I watched Deshaun's career when he was on the Texans. He just had evasiveness, which isn't there anymore. And I would agree to that. I also watched him not only at the Texans, but when he was at Clemson. I watched him. I'm not a Clemson fan, okay? But I did watch him when he was at Clemson. And there was no denying he was a talent. I think he was up for the Heisman. He lost to, I believe it was Derrick Henry is who he lost to. But he, was in the running for a Heisman Trophy. He did great things at Clemson. We beat them in a national championship that year, I believe. But anyways, that's neither here nor there, but I always like to throw that in. But whenever he got to the Texans, he started off decent, but it definitely went downhill. And I believe it really started to go downhill when they got Bill O'Brien. Y'all know my thoughts on Bill O'Brien. I cannot stand that man. Offensive coordinator with the Patriots. That's who that famous clip. I really need to add that clip. I always talk about it, but that famous clip of Tom Brady getting into it with one of his coordinators, that was Bill O'Brien. But, he was with the Patriots, with the Texans as a head coach. Then he comes to Alabama as an offensive coordinator. I cannot stand him. Horrible. I think he was the reason, he left Alabama to go back to the Patriots. And I really think that's where Mac Jones' career started to go downhill, was because of Bill O'Brien being his offensive coordinator. And I even see Mac Jones getting into it with Bill O'Brien a couple times. But I think Mac Jones is a better, pick than some of these other QBs we're seeing. Like, the Atlanta Falcons, I don't know how Mac Jones is still at the 49ers, but, like, you have Miami needing a quarterback. You have, let's see, who else? Who's another one? The Atlanta Falcons, Jets, like, these teams that need a quarterback, and I'm just like, how does this guy slip out of your hands? Maybe they just couldn't afford him. I don't know. But Mac Jones, he's a talent. Anyways, let's get back to it. I'm getting sidetracked, y'all.
He's getting into pain. Okay, so we're just obviously mocking the Browns fans right now. But if this ends up working, we love the dog pound. They know we've had their little elf in here. I mean, we like the Browns and the dog pound and the Elfie and everything they got going on. But if Todd Monken really thinks that Deshaun Watson is his guide to win games, that's why he made the decision, I think. And you could hear in his voice, Todd Monken's been yelling at everybody.
I don't think Todd Monken genuinely thought that Deshaun Watson was starter potential. I don't. You can't convince me. You cannot convince me that he really thought this. Because I just don't see any coach with any type of experience thinking this. I think it was all about the money, all about the Browns organization. It was over Todd Monken's head. I think they told him who to start. What coach, after seeing Deshaun Watson's performance plus his press conference, wants to start a QB like that? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. What is up, Tiffany? Good to see you in the building. We're at 410 in the video. Let's play your drop. Here we go. Hold on. Shout out to you, Tiffany. I need to separate that now that I think about it. Oh, I moved my background, y'all. Hold on. I gotta fix this. F it, we do it live. There we go. I was trying to resize it to where it fits. All right, there we go. Let's go back to the screen.
Senior NFL insider.
We were at 410. There we go. Hey, what's up? Hold on, we gotta go back to my drops. Gotta go back to the drops. We've got Tierra in the building. Shout out to Tierra from Talk Me Through It podcast. Let's play your drop.
Would you rather find the love of your life or $11 million? Damn. Fuck that. I'm gonna take that $11 million and make her fall in love. She gonna love everything I buy. Just like that.
Just like that. Shout out to Tierra.
Senior NFL insider for ESPN.
All right, for real. We're going back to it, y'all. We're getting back to the video.
Decision, I think. And you could hear in his voice, Todd Monken's been yelling at everybody around him.
Yeah.
So
A lot.
hopefully Deshaun's able to have success inside that Todd Monken offense, and hopefully they're able to win some games, and this all gets quiet by then, if that happens. Now, if he is ass and Shador gets in there.
Tiffany, you asked a good question. What organization is worse? Dallas, Jets, or the Browns? You know what, Tiffany, could we throw in the Falcons and throw in maybe Miami as well? Should we throw those in there too in the mix? For sure it's got to be the Jets. I think the Jets, the Browns, Miami, and then Dallas. Dallas has had better seasons than some of those others, right? I got to go in that order. I got to go Jets, Browns, Miami, and then Dallas. That was a good question, Tiffany.
Something happens with Shador, and then he put Dylan Gabriel in, and it becomes a whole entire situation. There is a built-in poison pill, says Spotrac. If he's on the roster next March 13th, a $200 million salary guarantee kicks in. This affords Cleveland the opportunity to designate him a post-6-1 release before March 13th, which splits the remaining dead cap into two. We saw this with the Russell Wilson situation over in Denver, 34.6 in 2027, 51.5 in 2028, which obviously we don't know what the salary caps are going to officially be for those years. Still a shit ton of money to not be able to have access to. Denver Broncos were able to navigate it. Now, they didn't win a Super Bowl, but they were able to navigate and still have a winning team. Sean Payton was able to build it. We'll see if this happens with Deshaun Watson. Okay, let's pivot away from Cleveland. Let's go to the opposite side of the country. Well, I guess Ohio and San Francisco right now kind of tied together by one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, true. Yeah, you're right. Hand in hand. Yeah.
But let's go to the Niners. George Kittle.
All right. I'm not going to get into all that. I just wanted to get into the Deshaun Watson update. Y'all, I have some more videos. The Ravens talking about Harbaugh. I've been wanting to play this for a while, so let's hear what this is about.
Hey guys, it's your favorite Unk here. Go ahead and click that subscribe button below so you don't miss a single episode of Nightcap. That button right here. Come for the sports, stay for the stories. Quite a few Ravens and former Ravens have taken veiled shots at John Harbaugh in recent days. Offensive lineman Ronnie Stanley took shots at Harbaugh while praising new coach Jesse Minter style, said Minter just valued the finer details. Rashad Bateman too, saying from head coach to OC to receiver coaches, everybody really harps on detail and the small things. That's just not what we're in our past. Then today, Deshaun Elliott, Patrick Queen criticized.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think they should be criticizing John Harbaugh like that. If the players are in fact taking shots at John Harbaugh, I'm not okay with that. It's one thing to say, yeah, we just need, a refresh with coaching. The messages wasn't sticking with us like it used to. It's one thing to say that, but then to just start going into the different critiques that you have, like more focused on details and things like that, I'm not buying into that, okay? Every coach has a different way they handle business. That doesn't mean that it's necessarily wrong. It just means that, their coaching style is different. We don't need to go criticizing that. Like, you can say what you have is good without taking shots at John Harbaugh, who was there for, 18 years? He was there for 18 years. I'm not okay with that. It's like, some things, I don't know. It's just a respect thing for me. Let's see what you said, Divine Photos. Sadly, the Knicks fans gave Jerry's Cowboys false hope. Okay, here we go. All right. Sadly, the Knicks fans gave Jerry's Cowboys fans false hope because the fact the Knicks won despite having a crappy owner in Dallas still believes they can win with Jerry. Now, I'm a Dallas fan, but I'm telling you right now, Divine Photos, I'm not a delusional Cowboy fan, okay? I'm not one of the delusional ones. Tiffany will back me up on this. Tiffany knows I'm not a delusional Cowboy fan. I'm going to tell you like it is every time. And I've been saying this. You know what? I've had so many Dallas Cowboy fans get mad at me, and I'm like, how are you mad at me? Like, I'm a Cowboy fan too. Don't get mad at me just because I call this out. But they get so mad at me. But I'm right there with you. It's like, don't go saying we're going to a Super Bowl every year. Don't go saying we're winning the division. I mean, the way they got this team so hyped up, they're talking about, oh, we've got, new defensive coordinator. He's going to be our saving grace, and we're just going to be so amazing because we've got Caleb Downs. Everything's going to be fine. And then you have Dak Prescott, a veteran QB present. You got CeeDee Lamb and Pickens. Everything's just going to be fine and dandy, and we're going to go to a Super Bowl. I ain't buying that. I'm not buying that. I'm sorry. I'm not the one. I tell y'all every time, it's like, I'll believe it when I see it. It's like, they got to give me something, and they haven't done that. And I get the hype in a way, but then I also see the reality of the situation. We had to completely rebuild our defense. I feel like there's a lot the Dallas Cowboy, like the delusional Dallas Cowboy fans, are overlooking. Never mind the fact that we had to rebuild the defense. We got rid of like 50% of the roster or something like that. And then you have a new defensive coordinator. He's going to have to get adjusted, right? Bring a team together. A completely new team at that. And then you also have CeeDee Lamb with his drop passes. Can he perform better? Can he be more productive? Because he has been regressing since his season best in 2023. It's like there's a lot of question marks that are there for me, and I feel like it's getting a little bit overlooked. But anyways, I'm right there with you, Divine Photos. I think that after seeing the Knicks win, that's the first thing people talked about. They were like, yes, that means it's gonna be the Cowboys' turn. I'm like, get out of here with that. Miss me with that completely, please. Like, let's simmer down a little bit, okay? Hold on. Speaking of that, it's actually a good moment for a Stephen A drop. Let's play a Stephen A drop. I'm not getting bamboozled, y'all.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out
And I definitely don't trust the ownership or the GM, which is both Jerry Jones.
I'm so sick of these people. You know, I'm so sick of these people. You know,
Because I definitely feel like Jerry Jones will always betray you in the end.
That you betrayed me? Did you tell the folks that? That you...
All right.
Hey guys, it's your favorite on
Stephen
here.
A.
Then today, Deshaun Elliott, Patrick Queen criticized Ravens conditioning program. Let's take a listen to what some of these guys had to say.
Something at the Baltimore Ravens that a lot of people don't know about.
Training was hard. We lift a lot of weight. Training was hard. Training was hard. You lift hard. You lift like heavy every day. Like it's off season.
I always heard that too. Like y'all would squat every day or
clean. I mean, power clean, all that. Squats, like squatting, like.
That's why those running backs were getting hurt that one year too.
Man, I tore my pec out there one year because of that shit. Yeah, it was. I think the worst thing was the conditioning test by far.
What was the condition test?
150-yard shuttles. Yeah. So it's like not 100. It was 10 150s. No, that's what y'all had. Oh. We had the 25 yards back, 25 yards back.
About the work that John Harbaugh made them do.
25 yards back, and you got to make that in a certain amount of time, and you only get half that rest. So it was. That was brutal. A lot of hamstrings got pulled. Yeah, it was 12 reps. A lot of hamstrings got pulled. Yeah. But training was crazy. But culture-wise, I think that locker room was close. That I was a part of. It was every single guy on the team connected with each other. Like Lamar be hanging out with the D-line, and you got Roquan going hang out with freaking O-line, and Mark Andrews over there talking to us, and you got kickers and everything. Just like everybody was close. So the culture was cool. It was a good place. It was a good place.
What'd you think, Ocho?
I mean, it sounds like the same, especially when it comes to that conditioning test. Hell, that's the same thing we had to do when I was playing.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I don't think that the players should be. I hate to get into that old versus new mindset, like a generation thing. Like, oh, well, you know, it was much harder when we were playing, and these guys today, they can't handle it. I hate to be that type of person. But when I see these guys complaining about things that like Ocho had to do during his time, it's like that was to make you stronger and better. And now they're just complaining about it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
I see that hadn't changed much. Obviously, that's why you want to come into shape. You don't go to camp trying to get yourself into shape.
Ocho made such a great point. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting myself my water so I can stay hydrated. But that's a good point from Ocho. Ocho said that's why you go into camp, you know, physically prepared. You don't want to go into camp and then be out of shape. So Ocho made a good point there. All right, y'all. Let's get back to it.
No, you got to not come in tip top, but at least halfway so you can able to get through things like that. And you already know they're coming anyway. As far as the players taking shots at the coaches, you don't want to undermine them. You don't want to undermine them.
Harbaugh. You don't want to undermine Harbaugh and what he put in. Like, he spent 18 years there for a reason. So let's not act like this guy is just the worst thing ever. I'm not a fan of that. Show some respect.
Has had success, you know, for a reason. When he was in Baltimore, he had success. Now, most of the time, that success didn't in the championship or lifting that Lombardi trophy, but he did have success. And the way he did things is one of the reasons why you were always in contention year in and year out. Obviously, having the player and the quarterback who did in Lamar Jackson, it helps that cause as well. But I don't like the taking the shots when someone new.
This is what happened with Jalen Carter. They challenged him to come back at a certain weight in past conditioning tests. Yeah, you want to stay physically prepared for camps, right? For the regular or the preseason. Like, you don't want to get into it out of shape. Like, that's the wrong move. You're working backwards, okay? You're working backwards, as they say, if you're out there doing that.
Comes in, and now you have unwanted and unnecessary pressure based on the words that came out of your mouth about your former coach. So now people are expecting, based on what you're saying, expecting you guys to reach the promised land now.
They're definitely going to be looking at John Harbaugh now with the Giants. They're going to be looking at how he performs versus how the Ravens are. They're definitely going to be making those comparisons. So the Ravens, after the players saying that, they're definitely going to be all eyes on you. Because if you don't perform well, or if Jesse Minter has a bad season, people are going to be looking at, well, you should have kept John Harbaugh, or saying something. Y'all know how they do. If John Harbaugh has a more successful season with the Giants this upcoming season, then people are going to be looking at the Ravens. But I think the Ravens will be okay.
I'm not saying you're making it worse on yourself, but you're making it worse on everyone else, including your head coach, based on what you said about your former head coach.
Hey, that's why you want to come into camp in decent shape, bro. He talking about pulling them hamstrings, Uncle Ocho. Them for guys who come into camp trying to get in shape, using camp to get in shape. That's what you have. You have all them soft tissue injuries, especially them hamstrings. They're gonna be the first to go. Hell, that's all we doing is running.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had that test. We had that 10-40. Ocho, remember that 40-yard dash test? You got 10 40-yard dashes.
I just could not imagine. Like, that's a whole nother level. Like, I remember doing these, like, you know, conditioning tests. And we even had, like, flexibility tests. Like, they would test your flexibility. Obviously, this isn't for football. But we had those different tests. And even when you're in shape, you're like, dang, this ain't no joke. But it's much better, it's much easier if you are in shape, because the risk of you getting injured goes down. But like I said, if you go into it and you're out of shape, The risk of injury goes up. You're also out of shape, so you're not performing your best. It's just not good. It's not good going into it out of shape. But let me read this from Divine Photos. He said Jalen Hurts should be the face of the league with the way how the media talks about Jalen. Yeah, it's always going to be something. They've always been doing this to Jalen Hurts even since he was at Alabama. Like, it's always been something. And it's like, why can't y'all just believe in him? Why do we always have to be doubting Jalen Hurts? I really do not want to be the person who bets against Jalen Hurts. And y'all, this is coming from a Dallas Cowboy fan. Although, I did watch him whenever he was at Alabama, because I am an Alabama fan too, right? But why do we always have to be betting against this guy? I've never been a fan of that.
Got to give it a certain amount of time.
A certain amount of time, and you only can rest for a certain amount of time.
Whatever you say, you run a 4.3, your slowest 40 can't be over 4.6, and you just and basically you get like 30 seconds rest.
Yep.
I know, boy.
Man, we used to have to run 15 150s. The 200, which was, we had to do a 200-yard shuttle, which is down and back, and you got 28 seconds.
Photos. You said, in all honesty, Lamar can win postseason games if he just plays simple ball instead of hero ball. Now, I've been a big advocate for Lamar Jackson, and I even said that if the Dallas Cowboys are out, the teams that I would want to see win is Lamar Jackson. I want it so bad for Lamar Jackson. So Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. I do like Joe Burrow. And of course, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has already had a successful season, so that's the only reason why, if it was the Ravens versus like the Eagles, I would go for, I'm sorry, Tiffany, but I would probably go for Lamar Jackson. That doesn't mean I would be mad if the Eagles ended up winning, because you know I love Jalen Hurts. I love Devontae Smith. I love Landon Dickerson. I love those guys, okay? I still love the Eagles too, but I want it so bad for Lamar Jackson. And here's the thing with Lamar Jackson. I feel like he gets a lot of unnecessary heat on him. People say he chokes and all of these things, but if you look at the games he plays outstanding. A lot of it is other factors that have to do with the guys on his team. Like, for example, I talk about the Steelers versus the Ravens game. He did everything right. He made the most beautiful passes. He dropped dimes after dimes in that game. It set them up. You couldn't ask for him to set them up any better than what he did against the Steelers. Set them up. All they needed was that field goal to win it. That field goal kicker missed. You know, that's not on Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson did what he was supposed to do, but the field goal kicker missed. But people still say, I don't get it. They still say Lamar chokes and all this stuff, and I don't buy into it. I mean, maybe there was like a game where he did have that type of play, but the one last season definitely wasn't it. That was not on him whatsoever. Let's see, you said Jalen did the very thing Lamar, Josh Allen, and Burrow didn't do. Beat Patrick Mahomes in a Super Bowl. Divine Photos, that's bars. That is bars. That is exactly right. The one thing that, the Ravens, the Bills, they haven't been able to do, or even the Bengals, is beat a Patrick Mahomes. And that's why Patrick Mahomes gets the early comparison for Tom Brady. Obviously, he's not Tom Brady. Like, he still has a long ways to go, but that's why the early comparison to Tom Brady is there. Anyways, let's get back to it.
To make it.
Mm-hmm.
You got like 12, 14 of those. I've been running the track, so I'm cool. The one thing I could do, because I had a track background, was run. I know how to pace it. I'm not finna go out there and, look, keep up. No.
Hey,
28
boy.
seconds? 28 seconds it is. Now, I'm going to kick out, the last one. I'll make it in about 26, but I'm not finna burn out and go anaerobic. Because once that bear jump on you,
oh, it's a wrap.
Hey, that bear ain't no joke, boy. Hey, it depends on who you are. It's either the bear or the monkey.
What? If he get on you, that's your ass, Mr. Postman.
That's it.
Hey,
That's
in
it.
basketball, they put that. I think it's like 2 minutes they put on the clock, Uncle Ocho, and you gotta get like 21 touches. You know what I'm saying? Like down and back. You gotta do that. You gotta go out full length of the court 21
I
times.
talk about that so many times. They call those suicides. They call them suicides for a reason. This is a pre-exercise workout, for those of you who don't know, but you go back and forth down the court or on the field, either way, but you go back and forth. I hated those with a passion. I talked about this so many times, but if you want to ask me one pre-workout that I could not stand, like one warm-up workout that I could not stand, it was those dang suicides. And we even had those in our physicality tests, doing those suicides back and forth. Oh, you talk about, I ain't gonna get into it. But people get sick is all I'm gonna say. They get sick doing that. You don't want to be doing that workout with water in your stomach is all I'm gonna say. You want to save that hydration for after, because you will get sick.
You gotta make it like under 2 minutes.
Damn.
You got to have a nice pace, boy. I'm talking about you ain't got to be all out, but you need to, you can't tape off too damn much, boy. Hey,
right.
Rough. I seen boys hit the flow. You hear me? I just ain't got it, coach. I ain't got no more. I can't go. I can't.
That's the worst feeling. That's the worst feeling to have.
It is, bro.
Because your body said, your mind said you can go, but body said you ain't moving. you
All right,
ain't
boys
moving.
are getting off track here, but we got my thoughts with that, with the Ravens players talking bad about Harbaugh and then criticizing the exercise, and then you hear from Nightcap their thoughts on it. It's like, if you go into it out of shape, yeah, you're going to struggle. You're going to see those hamstring injuries. So that's why you want to go into it in shape. All right, y'all. Let's move on, because I want to get into Terry and Arnold. Y'all, is it Richard Sherman? Anyways, y'all know Sherman. I think he played for the Seahawks, right? But he has a podcast. He gave his thoughts on Terry and Arnold coming to the Seahawks, and I want to see what he has to say. Y'all know that I believe in innocent until proven guilty. I've been a big advocate for Terry and Arnold because I know the facts of the case. Many people don't. They just assume he's guilty. But if you look at the details of the case, you will see that he actually stands a good chance of being found not guilty. The state, whenever they had the bond hearing, they didn't present any convicting evidence to warrant denying him bond or denying him not having a work release. So that's why he was granted the bond and granted the work release, because the state didn't have enough. The judge even told the state that. And I think if the state had something more on Terry and Arnold, they would have used that at the bond hearing. But they didn't have it. And part of that is because the digital evidence, there's no digital evidence linking him to the crime. They also had the victim statements. The victim statements does not place Terry and Arnold at the scene of the crime, and they also do not mention hearing his name brought up at the scene of the crime. So they have nothing connecting him to the crime scene, right? So there's that. And none of the ones who were heavily involved in it, none of the men, let me say this, none of the men who were convicted have spoken out against Terry and Arnold. There's no men testifying against Terry and Arnold. It's only the two women who are looking for a lesser sentence. And they have no connection to him. They have no connection to Terry and Arnold. So, like I said, I've been a big advocate for innocent until proven guilty. Terry and Arnold stands a good chance of being found not guilty based off what we're seeing from the evidence. So, I just really want people to be educated on this. If you assume Terry and Arnold is guilty, go educate yourself on this case. Because I promise you, he stands a good chance of being found not guilty. And I think this is the case for Florida, where they're just conviction hungry. You have people wanting to advance in their careers, and they want a high-profile case like Terrion Arnold. So that's why they're trying to pursue a conviction with Terrion Arnold. It is extremely unfortunate that that's the way it is. But I've also spoken to attorneys on this and got their feedback on it, and they said the same thing. He stands a really good chance of being found not guilty because he has great attorneys, and like I said, with the evidence. So anyways, let's hear Terrion Arnold's thoughts on this case. Or not Terrion Arnold's, but Sherman. Let's hear Sherman's thoughts of Terrion Arnold going to the Seahawks and all of that.
Welcome back to the Richard Sherman Podcast. I want to talk about the Seahawks.
Good to see you in the building.
Signing Terrion Arnold. He worked out for them, as you saw on Hard Knocks. He also worked out for the Texans, the Giants, and the Saints over the past few weeks.
And another reason why I kind of like that Terrion Arnold is signing with the Seahawks is because of Jalen Milroe. I know Jalen Milroe has not been playing good preseason, but Jalen Milroe and Terrion Arnold go back from the Alabama days, and I have no doubt that Jalen Milroe heavily advocated for Terrion Arnold, and as well as the Texans, because like I said, you know, before, I'm big on Will Anderson Jr., and Will Anderson Jr. is at the Texans. They also have Henry Otoa at the Texans, who played for Alabama. So I'm sure they advocated for Terrion Arnold as well. Ultimately, he's signing with the Seahawks, though.
But I think the Seahawks are signing him just because, as always, they're chasing edges. And
hold on, Beer Man. You said you're going 24 hours? Beer Man, you do know that not all your hours will be, well, I guess you don't have to worry about it now, but I was going to say not all your hours are going to be clocked. Are you falling asleep on there? I'm going to go look.
First round pick who's played some good football. You know, he's had some up and down moments, but he's played some good football for the Detroit Lions in a tough scheme where they kind of played him outside of his strengths, is what I would say. They played a lot of man coverage, and as I've said before, it's such a lazy coordinator coverage, because all you're doing is saying, hey, coach, that's on him. Hey, coach, that he couldn't cover the guy. Not creating a plan to put guys in good position, or to put pressure on a quarterback, or to create a scheme where your players can make plays. You're just saying, hey, this isn't on me. I told them who they had, and they didn't cover him. So I think this is going to be a good signing. I think he's a player that could fit in this scheme really well, that could thrive in this scheme. He's a veteran player.
I think Terrion Arnold will no doubt do well there. I think it's going to be a lot better than the situation with the Lions, I'll say that. I can't stand the Lions right now. I cannot stand the Lions, y'all. They really ticked me off with how they do the players, and I think Terrion Arnold was the one that sealed the deal for me. I hate to say it, but it just is what it is. It sealed the deal with after how they did Terrion Arnold. You are innocent until proven guilty in this